Hey there, guys. This time we're taking a look at something that has been very recently released into the early access system that some of you may know of, or at least know of its predecessor. This is a game called Distance. And as you can see right now, it's in beta because, early access. It's not done. But this is by a company called Refract, and some of you may have heard of a very interesting little game by the name of Nitronic Rush that was released a while back. It was a free sort of concept game that involved a car that had thrusters on it, could fly, and raced around in these really weird Tron-like levels that became quite difficult, actually. And you had to sort of manipulate the physics of the car to get through. It was free, and it was a lot of fun, and like I said, it was kind of a proof of concept, really, almost a student project kind of thing and feel. And they decided to form a company and make a commercial, extended, sort of full game edition of it and called it Distance. So this is kind of a sequel, kind of a remake almost in full featured game terms. And I want to show it to you because it's a lot of fun. Again, as I said, it's in beta right now. For instance, there's no mouse control on the menus, and the game does a good job of actually telling you that before you even get in, by the way. I'm using a controller right now to play. I just kind of like the way it feels with the controller, but the keyboard controls are actually very functional and can of course be changed and stuff, and they just take a little getting used to, but then again, so does the controller. And they're not bad, actually. I would say that really they both work just as well as each other, and it's gonna just take a little getting used to the somewhat odd control scheme of the game. So that's how it goes. You are a car, and you are the car, actually. You're not like a person driving a car. And you race around in these crazy Tron-like levels with all kinds of weird themes going on. It will have a sort of story to it, actually. It involves the car being something, singularities and viruses taking things over, and yeah, it's a bit weird. But right now, I'm going to show you some single levels. So, here we go. We're going to do some sprint levels, which are just try and get to the end as fast as you can. And we're going to do a couple of things here. So these are some of the official levels. So let's do these first. Boop. And here we go. We're going to warp in. Now this game is actually quite beautiful because there's a very strange art style. A very strange visual style as it goes. I'm also pink. Or purple. And here we are. So you may notice, first of all, there's no HUD. And actually commentating while playing this is probably going to be challenging. There's no HUD. Everything is actually either sort of projected on screen or as it stands on the back of your car. So you have your sort of... That was idiotic of me. That was awesome, though. You have your kind of... Oh, geez. There it is. Your boost meter, which is actually kind of like where your stoplights and stuff would be. It fills up as you get heat applied to your car. And you can also, of course, fly, which of course generates heat. You need to go through these rings to regenerate your car and also cure your heat problems so you can continue to fly and or boost. You also have a kind of jump function that you saw where I was hopping over things. That little circular meter is actually a sort of speedometer. You have your time, and you have a sort of facing symbol that changes, I think, where you're supposed to sort of be headed towards the end of the level, as well as it points to where gravity is going. So you kind of know, which is important because you can go up walls, you can drive on ceilings, you can very much defy gravity in the game. And are in fact not only encouraged to do so, but it becomes rather necessary sometimes where you actually have to flip over, drive on walls and ceilings to survive. So, yeah, this is the way the game goes. You are the coolest car in the world that can do all kinds of awesome stuff, and the levels take place, as you can tell, in a kind of matrixy Tron-like cityscape that changes as you go. There are lots of paths. You can see those portals that I'm going through that kind of, alter generally where I'm headed. Yeah, drive in on the side of the tunnel. Boop. There you go. And as you can tell, you kind of need to use these thrusters, which are on the right stick, to right yourself or to flip around. You can also do tricks that will help get score and reduce your heat meter as you do them. So you can actually get very fast times and very stylish runs by doing lots of tricks and stuff. But it is, of course, a bit difficult to nail a lot of these tricks and rather dangerous as well. So these, as you saw there, these courses have examples of sort of non-linear pathways. You're going to be going through a lot of areas that simply aren't straight lines. Yeah, you have lots of choices. As you saw that area there before. Whoa! That was not good. No, 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 no. Screwed. Luckily, you can restart easily. You saw areas where I had multiple paths to take that eventually converge. There are lots of levels with those kind of, you can go either way sort of things, which are pretty cool. I like that a lot. Okay. And you actually have a lot of freedom in movement because, of course, you can fly. Now, the flight can actually be taken from you temporarily by the virus and some other stuff, but yeah, so let's do another one of the official levels. I like the portals. The portals are cool. They take you, you never know exactly where you're going. That means the levels can actually be fairly disconnected, but also have a significant amount of coherency to them because it's like this giant city with all these crazy structures, and you can sort of be taken around the place in a lot of different ways before actually ending up at the end instead of just having to kind of go in a mostly straight line, which I think is pretty cool, I've got to admit. I think that's a really neat way to do things. And I screwed that up. So at any time you can actually deploy those thrusters with the right stick or the directional keys, and as you can see here, you can actually use them for cornering and stuff too. You can pop up thrusters in certain sides of the car to help take very tight turns without slowing down. The game has a very high skill ceiling, in my opinion, because depending on the type of track you're playing, there are actually a lot of ways to complete it. Sometimes you'll want to get a really high score, sometimes you'll want to get a really fast time, depending on the mode you're playing. And what it basically translates to is there being a significant number of ways to maneuver, because of course there's the flight, there's the jumping, there's the thrusters, there's the whole cornering by using thrusters and stuff. There's even, of course, you know, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. You can also do some tricks to help you gain a bit of extra oomph, if you wish. Oh, that's because I'm thrusting and going down. I'm stupid. Physics do apply. So if you're using the thrusters while pointing down, they're going to thrust you down. Your boosters are basically, they act like rocket thrusters is the best way to think of the way they physically work in this game. And that's the thing I like about the game, is the driving physics. The fact that the driving just has a really good physical model to it, with applications of gravity, of the boosters, of flight, and crazy stuff like that. It's actually pretty enjoyable. I really like what they've done with that. I think there's a lot of room for enjoyable courses to be made by kind of forcing the player to utilize these mechanics a little better. And it makes you learn. It makes you learn to play, or die. And the game starts off fairly kind, but it quickly gets into some pretty hardcore difficult territory, especially with the user-made levels. And that's one of the points I wanted to get into immediately, is that I have a lot of respect for devs that allow modding of their game. As like a PC-centric gamer, you know, modding is a huge deal to me. And devs actually allowing, before the game is officially finished, people to jump in and create content for their game is a huge deal to me. I absolutely love that attitude. And these guys do that. It has full workshop support right now, even though it's only been out in early access for that was dumb, for a short period of time. And there are already over 200 courses on the workshop available for you to try. They include all kinds of things. I found a remake of Rainbow Road. I found some remakes of Nitronic Rush levels, and just some original new levels that are for various modes, either, you know, to do lots of fun tricks, I screwed that up, or to be extremely difficult and really make you utilize some of those mechanics like boost turning and stuff like that. Wall riding, it's a lot of fun. I think that the game is really hectic. It has a pretty nice soundtrack, and I like the variety of the possibility for the levels, because you have various shapes of things that can pop up all of a sudden in your way. You have those lasers, you have this big gaps, and of course you can just entirely make the track non-existent because you can fly and wall ride and ceiling ride and stuff. So let's try out some user-made levels really quick. Short-range teleporters. Let's go to some of the ones I downloaded. We'll just do some more sprint stuff for now. Got Orange, which is a level. Rainbow Road, Abandoned Utopia. That apparently was a level from Nitronic Rush. Let's try this out. We'll do a few more levels to just kind of keep the interest going here. So this is available right now in early access for $20. $20, not too bad actually, because of course the very large amount of content available with the workshop support. Now, like I said, I have I have a very large amount of respect for devs that allow modding and stuff like that early on. When the game isn't even finished yet and they're saying, you know, go ahead, tinker, make your own stuff, I like that attitude a lot. I think it's a fantastic way to do things, and I would highly recommend developers to take that into account, because people are going to be willing to pay more for your game and just enjoy more of it for a longer period of time if people are constantly creating new content for it. Cough, cough. Let people mod your games and or create stuff. But yeah, I think the workshop support adds a very, very large amount of lifespan to the game, and really helps to kind of stretch out its longevity, which is important for early access, because that was very dumb of me. Important for early access because, you know, it's entirely possible for an early access game to not have a lot of content at first, and people aren't necessarily going to want to pay for it yet. But if people can make their own content from the beginning, then of course people are going to want to get in on that. This level has some really interesting examples of multiple ways to go. So I'm going to fly up here and see what this path is like. I see a lot of different directions to head in. I don't remember this level from Nitronic Rush, I've got to be honest, and how similar it is, because it's been a while since I've actually played NR. But yeah, this is good. It looks very pretty as well. It's quite the good looker. I think it's just, you know, I'm a fan of the neon lights and the crazy sort of weird cyberpunk almost cityscape. It's yeah, it's good. Also, your car looks awesome, and all of the weird thrusters and stuff, it looks cool. Also, the flight transformation looks neat. There we go. Let's close out the video with Rainbow Road, because, I mean, come on. Rainbow Road. Seriously. You can also even access the workshop and the level editor from within the game. It's not a separate thing. That's nice. Alright. Let's do Rainbow Road. Boop. So yeah, the game already has a very good community going, because people really like Nitronic Rush. People thought it was a very good proof of concept for something very interesting, and people were really happy to see it, you know, kind of their dream coming true, as it were, you know, it being turned into a full-fledged game. And, yeah, I've got to say, I'm very happy too. Yeah. And, it's, wait, are those power-ups? It's good to see. It's very good to see. I'm really happy for them. Those are shells. I'm very happy for them, you know, kind of going for it and saying, yep, you know what, we're doing it. God, I like the theme. I like the flexibility of the level editor. Apparently allows you to do all... Oh, I can't fly. All kinds of things, which I like. I'm seeing some very interesting things here. So that's good. Obviously, the level editing tools are very much... Yeah, you can't do it. Very much available to peruse for your liking, and they're very powerful, it seems. That's a bullet bill. Whoop. Yeah, this is good. This is awesome. And, you know, with an already fairly strong community because of people knowing, you know, where the game came from, it's going to have a lot of content ready for you. So, oh! God, you can't jump either. Gotcha. So I've gotta get... I can actually keep driving. Gotta make it to the... Nope. Yeah, the game's got a lot going for it. A lot of personality, I think, with the game, and the fact that people can basically create their own personality for it is a definite plus. So, it's an investment that I think is, if you're willing to make it, is very much worthwhile. 20 bucks, not too bad. The amount of content it has right now isn't incredible, but that's only the official stuff. Obviously, there's a huge amount already available on the workshop, and they're going to, you know, continue adding to it. There have already been several recent updates. Oh god. Oh yeah, that's right, you can't jump. I was gonna try and hop over that. And they're continue to, you know, roll in some more, as well as additions to the level editor to make it more interesting and more powerful. Whee! And there you go. You know what, we'll do one more to close it off as we just kind of, I did that horribly, by the way. But I think if this looks fun to you, then you'll definitely have a lot of enjoyment out of it. It is quite challenging oftentimes, especially some of the user levels, and as they add more levels, I've noticed they're definitely getting more difficult. And the mechanics are easy to learn. It's a fairly simple, like, theory. You know, you've got thrusters, and you've got flight mode, and you've got jumping, and you've got moving and boosting. But the different combinations of ways that they can be applied, and the various physics interactions that the game has, means that there's actually quite a lot to it. There's a fair bit of a skill ceiling here. Oh, I can't quite get up there. Whoa, 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 okay. And I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's actually a huge amount of fun to kind of screw up and see if you can fix yourself, especially when your car's like halfway there and you can still drive it. That's kind of amazing. So yeah, I think that the kind of physics-based interactions are definitely a plus, and they've done a very good job in implementing those so far. Oh, you can't really go through those. Whoops. Yeah, I'm still figuring it out. This level's a bit different. But there you go. This has been, oh, jeez, the spiritual successor, as it were, to Nitronic Rush by Refract, known as Distance. If it looks interesting to you, it is available on Steam. The link is in the description. $20 in early access right now, with some content available for your perusal, and a lot more available for your extended perusal in the workshop. So I'm going to continue being just utterly horrendous at this level, and leave you with one final little factoid. I believe that supporting, personally at least, I believe that supporting interesting concepts like this that have been made into full games really shows a good use of the early access system. Because we all know that just gotta get back on the track. That early access can be very questionable at the best of times. I just gotta get, I can't do this. I'm very bad at this part. But I think this is one of the best uses for it. You know, it's people with a passion that made something interesting that want to make something even more interesting. You know, make it come alive, make it a real, fully fledged product. I think that's a very good use of the early access system, and I personally believe that supporting things like this is a good idea, because, you know, obviously there's a lot of nonsense on that system, which is why I do this series, to try and get people through it. No, come on. No, stay down. Stay down. Okay. And, oh, jeez. Of all the things that you could do with your money in early access, oh yeah, I can fly. I personally think that this is quite a good use for it. God, this part is really difficult. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And this has been Distance. I will continue trying to beat this level, probably failing miserably at it. I gotta remember that I can actually fly in short spurts here. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of the stuff that I do, because I do occasionally do stuff, apparently not very well. I've never had such a problem with a level before this one. And if you like the video, let me know. If you have suggestions or comments, feel free to leave them. That's what it's there for. I do read them. And again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting recently with, you know, more subs and more views. It's an interesting experience, you know, starting out small and trying to make it. And the whole YouTube thing, it's an interesting ecosystem, we'll call it. it's got a lot of kind of fearfulness in it with, you know, everything from crazy companies and their DMCA happy, God, jeez, their DMCA happy lawyers and stuff, as well as a lot of very, very interesting people to talk to. I've talked to a lot of devs recently trying to, you know, get a foothold in the industry. It's a lot of fun. This is the most fun I've ever had in a job, that's for sure. And I want to thank you guys for, you know, helping me reach as far as I have, and sky's the limit, so let's keep going. Thanks for watching. See you next time.